Hey guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel, Tolu Talks. Thank you so much to the 14 people who watched my YouTube shorts and the 2 people who watched my YouTube video. Alright, let's get into the video for today. In today's video, we're going to be talking about parental influence and how it affects our growth. When we are born, our parents are our primary caregivers. They bring us up, they teach us values, culture, how the society expects us to behave. They are our first role models and they are the ones who bring us up and show us the world. But as we begin to grow, we begin to develop our own mind, our own likes, our own dislike that varies from person to person. But sometimes this parental influence doesn't let up. It doesn't allow a child to build up his or his own independence, his or his own value system without influence from them. And sometimes this can lead to a problem. That is why most times, especially in African countries, we realize that children don't have their own voice. Even as adolescents or young adults, their parents still try to control them, still try to make decisions for them. They don't allow them to be independent and choose what they want. And sometimes the values of these children and their parents no longer align. They are just going in two separate um directions, and you just be like, okay, if you want to live under my roof, you have to do what I say. And when these children are no longer with their parents, you then realize that these children have a different mindset. They have a different view with the way life is and the way life is going. So how exactly does parental influence affect our growth? Most time, let me give an example with career choice. Sometimes some parents just want to choose the career for their children. They want their children to be doctors, lawyers, engineers. But maybe this child wants to be a footballer or an artist or something. Oh my goodness. Especially African parents, they'll be like, no, 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 this can't happen under my roof. You just want to waste your life. No, you can't do this. You can't do this. You have to be a professional, you have to have a white collar job. But most times they don't usually ask what is actually the path that this child was created to follow. No, they just create their own path for their children, and they don't even decide to even find out, oh, what does this child like, what is he good at. No, they just decide to choose for that child and choose what they feel is best. And most times it's from a good um mind. They genuinely want what is best for their child, but what they think may be best most times isn't what really is best for that child. So this is one of the ways in which parental influence affects our growth. How about trying new things? Most times parents are against trying new things. You may tell your parents that, oh, I want to go out, I want to meet this, I want to travel somewhere, I want to attend this event, and they'll be like, no, you can't go, it's not safe, it's not the place, who do you know there, and things like that. They restrict us, they don't allow us to go. And like I said, most of the things that parents do are what they feel is best. They are trying to protect us, they are trying to stop us from getting hurt. But in doing that, they also restrict our growth. They also stop us from growing. They shelter us and they keep us from spreading our wings, from discovering what we like, what we want as a person. And over time, we become so comfortable with this and we don't try anymore. We just say, oh, what's even the point of trying when I already know my mom is going to say no, when I already know my dad is not going to let me? What's the point? And because of this, we become tailored, we become like a robot, just obeying their every command because you don't want them to be upset, you don't want them to be hurt. But that's not how we grow. We just become mindless robots at the end of the day. And I'm not saying that parents do this, like I said earlier, to hurt their children or to stop them from growing. Most times, most of the people that you see doing big things, growing, expanding, breaking boundaries, and breaking territories in different aspects in the world are people who stood up to their parents and said, no, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And most times their parents are not in support. They are always saying, no, this path isn't going to take you anywhere, isn't going to lead you anywhere. But then at the end of the day, you see that this child excels, he becomes great, and the parents later come over to support him. So, guys, I feel like we must step up as young people who want to grow in 2026. We must be able to identify what are our passions, what are the things that we want to do this year, and we must be audacious. We must be able to speak out. We have to break this stereotype in which our parents dictate to us what to do at every point in our lives, the decisions to make. We must be able to speak up and say no, this is my path, this is the path I want to follow. But that doesn't take away the part that we must be listeners. We must listen to our parents. There's an adage in Africa that says, what an elder sees while sitting down, a young person won't see it even if he climbs the tallest tree. So this is also saying that we should not completely avoid their advice, but we should consider it too, not making it our primary decision. We should listen to them and try to understand where they are coming from, but we should also find balance in which we should not completely disregard our own thoughts and our own dreams, but we must carefully look at the two perspectives, then we'll make a decision. And in case there's any parents watching this video or listening to this video, please, let's try to listen to our children and encourage them. If you see that your child has a particular dream or talent, even if it's not the ideal thing like a doctor or maybe a lawyer or an engineer, still encourage them, because that could be the path that that child was destined to follow in life, and us standing in the way will stop our children from reaching their true potential. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening to this video. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.